The recruiting dead period is about to end tonight. Open season is about to start as we turn into March 1st. You're going to be able to see coaches and recruits be able to connect, which means you're potentially going to start seeing some commitments. And that's what we're here to talk about today. But before we jump into the video, jump into the comments. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are down in the comments below. Additionally, if you haven't already, please hit the like and the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. It's completely free to you guys. So we're going to give you a couple seconds and we'll get started. So the recruiting dead period is over tonight. At 12:01, coaches, recruits, they can start kissing each other again. They can start meeting. Sorry, that was a little weird. Probably should have said that one. But it's the truth. They can start meeting together again. They can start talking. And the big thing is Oklahoma currently right now is sitting in this class with 0 commits. While you see a team like Georgia with 10 or 11 commits at the number 1 spots in the rankings, and you're thinking, okay, what's going on? Why are we starting so slow? And a lot of it could be due to BV's policy, right? Hey, we want you to go take your visits. We want you to go out there and date everybody else. Make sure that we are the ones that you want to marry for the next 4 years. And I don't think there's really any room to be concerned here. Actually, I think Oklahoma probably gets several commitments in the month of March, and I think you probably start to see a lot of kids' schools start to get narrowed down, and OU maybe start to hit a lot more top 5s as commitment dates start to weigh up. Because here's the deal: a lot of recruits are going to try to have their recruiting sessions done by March or by the end of summer, meaning they either want to have all their visits taken by then or they will be committed somewhere by the end of summer. That way, they're not trying to juggle all of this during their football season. And so, Brent Venables and the staff, they went 6-7 last season, and they don't plan on doing that again. They put up an extremely talented defensive class. I mean, in 2023, we saw that. And when you look at what they could potentially be losing this next year, I mean, they're losing like 7 defensive linemen this year. You guys might need to correct me on that, but I think it's like 7 defensive linemen. You're going to lose a little bit when it comes to the cornerbacks and the safeties. Billy Bowman's probably gone, but Kendall Dolby might go if he has a really good year. I would expect Woody Washington to go, Key Lawrence to go. But you already have talent in that room that you can replace a lot of those guys with. That's good there. The linebackers, not really a whole lot of concern there. You'll have guys, I think, like maybe Danny Stutzman that might have the opportunity to go to the NFL. Do they really go? Probably not. Danny Stutzman probably needs to play it out his next 2 years. Unless he just goes out there and puts up a truly magical season, I don't think you'll see him go. Unless he has a butt kiss type of season, I don't think you really see him entertain or flirt the idea of going to the NFL, just because if Danny Stutzman sticks it out, maybe he's a day 3 or 4 pick. If he goes now, he's probably not going that high. So, yeah, I look at this elite junior day that they have coming up, and I look at a lot of the visitors, which we're not going to dive into this list because we're going to talk a little bit more about that on Thursday. Thursday. And also, your insiders over at 247 will also have this list as well and talking about that. But some key highlighted notes here, right? Names that you've heard thrown around already, whether it was from Steve Wiltfong, you've seen him on Twitter. Williams Nwaneri, the 5-star defensive lineman. That one's big, right? The fact that he's visiting and he's going to be there with the other 5 stars, it's big for Oklahoma. You're hearing that Kobe Black, the 5-star quarterback, who actually was supposed to potentially have attended the last junior day, was not able to go. He and Micah Hudson ended up going to Texas A&M. He might be here. I mentioned Micah Hudson. Micah Hudson also is potentially going to be here from what we understood. Now, you heard of Jarrett Gibson, the 5-star running back, trying to get a visit in here with DeMarco Murray. That's interesting because he actually doesn't even hold an offer. It's funny that a 5-star running back does not hold an offer from the University of Oklahoma, but that tells you how good DeMarco Murray and Jeff Lebby really feel about the running backs that they currently have offered, where, I myself and so many other people have told you, it's probably going to be 2 running backs, maybe 3, depending on if they want to use Xavier Robinson there. However, he potentially is going to be used at a different, like in a different way, maybe like a half or like an H back. So keep that in mind there. You're hearing of the 5-star defensive lineman Edric Houston. I'm not counting on that one necessarily on terms of OU landing that kid. But looking at this list and looking at potentially who might commit, right? Michael Hawkins. We're kind of waiting for that commitment and we're waiting for that recruitment to come to an end. I think by the end of March, we see Michael Hawkins make a decision. I would assume probably Xavier Robinson wraps up his commitment, I would assume quickly, as a not ranked in the composite yet, or last time I looked. He's probably going to want to seal his spot on the team. So maybe he commits quickly. I think maybe he could commit by the end of March. So I think Oklahoma could have a couple commits, which is going to be fine. You really need to get your quarterback solidified for this class because he is the one that is able to go out there and help you recruit with the other recruits, right? So this recruiting dead period, it would have been nice to have a quarterback in our back pocket that could have been out there talking to other guys. So kind of like what Jackson Arnold was doing last year. So for those of you who did not pay attention, Jackson Arnold was an elite recruiter. There were group chats being made all the time. Jackson Arnold was recruiting people on social media. He even had that gif of him and Jeff Levy anytime that Oklahoma got a commitment. So Oklahoma needs that. And I think they will get that. So it's just a matter of time. I think everybody potentially just needs to calm down. I don't think David Stone's probably going to make a decision until maybe June or July, maybe even a little bit longer. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me to see him take this thing all the way to early signing day. Being one of the top defensive linemen in this class, even though On3 is telling you he's not, he is. I think you're potentially going to see that one kind of go out a little bit farther. So I don't think you guys need to be worried about David Stone. Williams Nwaneri is the one that I would be worried about, even though it's not a given that you're supposed to land him. It would be really nice to land Williams Nwaneri, because if you land Williams Nwaneri, you land Nigel Smith, you land David Stone, you're potentially landing 3 5-stars there. I say potentially because Nigel Smith is not a 5-star yet, but he is scratching 5-star territory. And if you guys have seen his stats, if you guys have seen his body build, his frame, Nigel Smith screams 5-star. The kid could scratch that territory by the end of the cycle. So Oklahoma could have a couple of 5-stars there just on the defensive line itself. And then you're hearing of the 5-star linebacker, Sammy Brown, right, who Venables has a relationship with. Oklahoma's getting an official visit. That's big. And so, let's just say you land 5-star linebacker Sammy Brown. Man, OU's looking really good. So, guys, go ahead and jump in the comments below. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. And listen, tune in Thursday evening. We're going to hop on here. We're going to talk about recruiting. We're going to talk about some coaching news. We're just going to talk about a lot of the rumors that you guys have. We're going to pull you guys' questions up. I think we're going to have Jay from Unfair Sports with us as well. So we are always excited to have him back on. But again, if you haven't already, please go ahead, hit that like and the subscribe button. It helps me out a ton, guys.